Hey guys, further to my channel announcement, I've been doing a lot of thinking and soul searching, etc. And I'll be quite honest, I've actually missed doing a bit of this hobby. And I've spoken to family and they've basically said continue with the modelling until you're ready to move. So that's what I've decided I'm going to do. So I'm going to continue with this leopard first off. And get this project done first. Obviously, depending on how long I've got here, and when and as and when I find appropriate new accommodation, and if I can still continue with the hobby. And then obviously I've also got the V1 diode, which you see here. This one, which was a shelf queen. Now what I'm planning on doing for this particular project is I will continue with this once I've got the leopard done, depending on whether I'm still here or not. And then what I'm going to do is just basically finish off putting down the banks here, because basically what I've done, as you can see, I've actually put some plaster bandage over what was the foam bricks to smooth it out a little bit. And then as I say, I'm going to finish it off with clay either side to finish the banks off. And then once that's done, I'm just basically going to put over a layer of polyfiller, non-crack polyfiller, to smooth it even more. And then it'll be a case of sanding down the paving underneath the ramp here, and then I'll put out the paving demarcation lines with a knife, because obviously I'm going to use a dark dirt wash once this is painted. And then it's going to be the priming and painting process, which is going to be quite lengthy, so I'm not sure if I'm going to get this done before I move. We shall see. But the leopard I'm going to carry on doing. And I've got to a stage now with this that I've got the base coat down. Now I can't remember the technique where you've actually got various shades to make it look 3D, but that's not the one I'm using. What I've done here is followed a technique that my modelling buddy Mike Cohen used and pointed out not so long ago. Is basically, oh, and another thing I've decided upon, I'm not going to do the camo scheme on this. I'm just going to keep it the plain old olive drab scheme. I think it gives more emphasis on the actual vehicle itself and doesn't detract from it, whereas camo would. So I've gone for the overall olive drab, but what I did was put down the base coat, as you can see here, let that dry for 24 hours, and then basically got the olive drab again, which is basically Tamiya's olive drab, and added 2 drips of white to the paint to lighten it, and then just gently went across the panels and sprayed it to give it a sort of pre-shaded effect and a shadow effects, because more often than not these things are out in all weathers and in the sun, so it's giving it that slightly bleached effect, as it were. And I've done the same on the back plate here as well, which isn't as noticeable on the camera, but I'm sure you've done it. And if I bring the turret up, I've done the same again. I don't know if it's going to focus. I've done the same again. It's giving it that tonal variation and 3D effects, which I have to say I'm very pleased at how it's come out. It's going to even look more of emphasis once I put the dark dirt wash down after I've deckled it. So basically what I'm going to do next is get the detail painting done, which I've just started on the smoke launchers either side of the turret here. And I've also done the engine grille on the back here, which you can see, with Tamiya black. I'll mask that off with Tamiya tape, as you can see appropriately. And then once that black was dry, I just gently dry brushed it with some olive drab again to emphasize the grills, which has come up really, really well, as you can see here. So I was fairly pleased when I actually removed the mask, and it looks absolutely awesome. So as I say, the next part is to do all the detail painting on this. I'm not going to bother with these wheels, because by the time you get the side skirts on, it's done. You're not going to see it anyway. And then probably what I'll do here is just use some crystal clear for the optics here at the front where the driver's section is. So yeah, it's coming on really, really well, and I have to say it's a super little kit for its time. And obviously with the aerials, they were aftermarket etched brass ones, which I've put on. So yeah, it's coming on really, really well, and I'm very happy with the progress on it so far. Now the other thing that I need to ask you guys, actually before I do that, I'll show you one of the side skirts with this technique. And as you can see here, if I can get it in the right light, there's a nice bit of tonal variation on the side of this. I mean, you can't see it in this light. If I pull it back a bit, you can just about see it. And I'm very, very pleased with that. So by the time that gets on there, actually, this is the right one. This is the right one. It's going to look really effective. So yeah, I'm really pleased with it. So what else was I going to say? Oh yes, I was going to mention something I wanted to ask you guys. I've got a set of workable track links, as you know, from Neng. All I need to know is basically how many track links you have to have for each side of the vehicle, because on this kit it doesn't actually indicate this. So it's pure guesswork, and to be honest with you, if anybody can leave a comment again in the comments column and let me know if in case they've actually used these, I'll be very, very grateful, because that would act as a guide for me. Okay, and that's basically where we're at the moment. As I say, I've decided to continue with these last two projects until such time as I'm ready to move. So there you go. I may get them done before I move, I may not, we'll see. Life, you can't predict, so there you go. So guys, rather than keep you hanging in the air, I'm going to carry on with these, okay? I'll do a further update on the Leopard as and when. I don't know when that'll be, but I will. So we'll sort of take it from there and see how we go, because obviously I don't know how long I've got here until I relocate. Also, I want to thank everybody for their birthday messages for me the other day, because I was the ripe little age of 53, and I'm not ashamed to say it, on the 3rd of April. So guys, thank you all very much for your kind messages. It really made my day. I mean, I spent most of the day decluttering in here. So yeah, very busy day on my birthday. Because it was my only day off this week, so there you go. That's about it, I think, for now. So until the next time, get kit crazy, happy modelling, and one thing I was going to suggest mention is that yeah, I've had to withdraw from the 1944 group build. I've spoken to 3 modellers in the community. That's Mike Cohen, who's been extremely understanding, so thank you for your patience, Mike. I'm sorry I can't continue, but things are all up in the air at the moment. And Paul Bratland over at ISM, I've also explained the situation to him, and also Gil Mondragon as well, and both the guys have been very supportive. I tell you what, I've made a hell of a lot of friends in this community, and I'm very, very grateful to you all. So there you go. Anyway, that's it for now, guys. So until the next time, get kit crazy, happy modelling, and all being well, I hope to speak to you soon. Bye for now.